Hey everyone, how you doing? Sammy here. I'm so happy that you've joined me for today's practice. Today's is going to be a nice, easeful, quieter practice. Yesterday I had a massive day competing at a powerlifting meet for Masters Nationals and my body's pretty beaten up at the moment. But I did want to share what I would ordinarily do post-meet in terms of self-care. So obviously good nutrition is important, lots of hydration, I make sure I drink a lot, and just going through some nice gentle stretches, just taking care of the body. So if this sounds like a really good thing for you today, come along for the ride. I'm going to be using lots of props today to just give me support and make me feel nice and comfortable. I'm sitting on a cushion just to help with my back because it's feeling a little sore and tired today. I'm going to use a bolster, but you can use a bed pillow or cushions to give me support, particularly during Savasana. Some bricks, again, using books or anything that will help bring the floor up to you. And I'm going to be using my strap today too. There's a nice, really looking forward to doing a lying staff pose just to get some little bit of lengthening through the back of the legs, and having something to hang on to will just lessen the degree of effort that I have to do that. So as always, go at a pace that feels good. We are not going fast today. We're going to probably spend a little bit longer in some poses. And just listen to your body. Be mindful that we all have days where we're feeling a little flat, but some movement can just help give us a bit of sense of restorative. So if you're ready, let's get going. Let's take a moment to check into our bodies. I know I'm feeling tired already, but I'm going to also do a bit of a body scan and just see if there's areas that I may need to focus on when it comes to stretching or lengthening the muscle, and some areas that I'm just going to leave alone and let nature take its course. So here we go. So you may like to shut the eyes, soften the gaze, or look down. You want to sit comfortably, whether you've got your legs crossed in Savasana like I have, or whatever position. Our back is comfortably upright, a nice comfortable head on the neck, and just popping your arms in a position that feels good for you today. So let's just take a moment to just check in with our breath, without trying to fix anything, without judgment. Just noticing how that breath feels in and out of the body, where we're feeling it, if we're more feeling it in the chest, or if we can feel it deep into our ribs or belly. Again, not fixing it, just letting it happen naturally. And then starting from the crown of our head, noticing if we're feeling any tightness or tension. I'm feeling a little sleepy, so I feel very heavy in the head, but this is your practice as well. This is a time for you to just check in and see how you're feeling in your head, your face, whether you're clenching your jaw, whether you feel tightness in the forehead or the space between the eyebrows. And then bring your awareness down to your neck, the front of your throat, all the way to your shoulders, your upper middle back and your chest. Those areas where we tend to hold tightness or fatigue, and just carrying physical or emotional loads. Again, you might be feeling fine. And then bring your awareness to your arms all the way down to your fingertips, coming down to the belly, to the back muscles. As I mentioned, I'm feeling a little tight in my lower back, so I might give it a bit more TLC in my practice today. And then coming down to the glutes and the hips. How are they pulling up today? And then down to the legs, the ankles, the feet, and down to the tippy toes. Just making this general assessment. Being aware of this during your practice, whether you need to focus on those areas a little bit more. And then when you're ready, start to open your eyes. Nice. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit mobile before we start coming into our poses. Again, we're not in any rush for this, we'll just take our time. So from here, you may like to tuck the chin, roll the head forward. Again, let those arms relax. Keep a comfortable length in the spine. And then lifting the chin up when you're ready. And noticing here whether you're holding any tightness in the neck, the shoulders. And then if you'd like to move the head up and down using the breath to guide you, you could exhale to drop the head forward slowly. And inhale to lift. And just doing this 1 or 2 more times. Maybe take this time to focus on an even length of the breath without any effort. Just letting it happen naturally. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, bring the head to face forward and we'll do a few circles here. It doesn't matter which direction you start from. You may like to inhale as you go from the chest up to the top and exhale from the top to the chest. And then switching directions when you're ready. Exhale from the top to the bottom and inhale from the bottom to the top. Beautiful. When you're ready, bring the head forward. We're going to place our hands in front, put our fingertips on top of our shoulders and draw the elbows in and behind us as much as we feel comfortable, as much as our shoulders need. Just a couple of rotations and back we go. Beautiful. When we're ready, we can bring the arms in front, maybe a few shoulder taps to get some movement in the elbows, maybe some circles. Get the wrists in there as well. And then we can relax the arms, maybe a couple more wrist ones, and open and shut the fingers. Beautiful. So we'll do our cat-cow seated today. So from here, we can sweep the arms forward, hollow out the chest and the belly, tuck the chin. Feel that nice roundedness of the spine. So we're pushing out the the upper, middle and lower back. I think my words are going to be a bit tricky today with my practice, so please forgive me. And then we're going to sweep the arms back, bring the chest and the belly through. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Now again, if you'd like to use the flow to guide you, you can exhale, come into your cat. And inhale, come into your cow. And exhale into cat. And inhale into cow. Beautiful. And then just bring your arms to rest. From here, we're going to do some side bends. So we can pop our hands down on the ground if that feels good. And let's take an inhale as we pick up the arm, find some length through the side of the body, reach the armpit up. And over we go. And just notice that lengthening from the hip to the armpit to the fingertip. And then we can sweep the arm down, sweep the other one up, and then come over on the other side. Take the hand away from you if you're finding a little bit sort of clunky in there. And thinking about also grounding that sit bone, the opposite sit bone. So as you bend over, just grounding the opposite sit bone on the ground. Beautiful. Now if you'd like to do a few more, just using the breath to guide you or your own natural breath, whatever feels good, we can inhale to lift, exhale, float over, inhale to lift, and exhale, float over. Oh, that feels good for my hips and lower back. Inhale up, exhale over, and inhale up, exhale over. Beautiful. And then as I come up, I'm going to do a little bit of a twist. So let's look over the shoulder and take a few breaths here. Oh, gonna sneeze. Softening the jaw, the throat, and just a comfortable upright spine. And then when you're ready, we can float the arms up and come over to the other side. And then if you'd like to use the breath to guide you, you could inhale, stretch up, exhale, float over. Inhale, stretch up, exhale, float over. We'll do one more on each side. Here we go. And the other side. Beautiful. Nice. So coming to the front, we'll get some movement for the hips. From here, I'm going to get off my little cushion there. Love that little cushion. And we're going to do some windshield wipers. So taking your feet as wide as you feel comfortable. And all we're going to do is just windshield wiper the legs from one side to the other just to get some hip movements. Nice, beautiful. Coming to stillness, we can pick up a leg, do some bending and straightening of the knee. Maybe some circles. Nothing too crazy. And then we can do the other side, bending and straightening. And some circles. And the other side. Lovely. Okay, so pop the hands behind you. So in this position, we do want to keep that spine active still and watching we don't sort of sink the neck into the shoulder blades or into our collarbone. So comfortably upright, nothing too stiff here. We're going to point and flex the toe. We can inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Let those legs relax. Flop the feet in and out. Maybe some circles. Whatever feels good. Nice. Beautiful. So from here, seeing we're already in a seated position, I'm going to come into seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Beautiful. So you don't have to have the legs completely straight. In fact, I'm going to add my prop already. So again, you can use a bed pillow for this. Pop it under my knee for a bit of support. And then from here, take a nice inhale in. Whether you have the arms above your head or not, it doesn't really matter. Gentle pull of the toes towards me. And then exhale. We're folding at that hip crease here. We can stop halfway and just notice where we're feeling this, relaxing those shoulders away from the ears. And then when you're ready, on your next exhale, float the hands down and allow a soft curve in the spine. And just focus on that breath. We can tuck the chin a little, but just also make sure that we've got some space in the front of our throat. Just allow a smooth, steady breath. And just allow gravity to bring our chest or our belly towards our legs, not forcing it. If you do have your strap with you, you can, because these straps are going to allow us extra reach. They're an extension of our arm. And you do want to have that just a little bit extra edge. We don't want to go past our edge. We just want to find that point where, okay, that's enough for today. So, and it's just nice to hang on to something sometimes as well. So you've got that as an option. So if you don't have a strap, a men's tie works really well, a belt, a luggage strap. So there's lots of options there. And just take some time, maybe a couple more breaths here. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, start to lift the gaze. Slowly come out of your forward fold. I'm going to remove my bolster. I'm going to come into let's come into camel pose actually. Okay, so we're going to be on our knees. If you're finding it's a bit uncomfortable on your knees, definitely add support. You've got cushions, you can roll up your mat. So for this one here, I'm going to put my hands on the back of my hips, roll my shoulders back and down, push the top of my toes into the floor, but you can curl up your toes as well. And then from here, gently push my hips forward. I'm feeling a little bit of lengthening through the front of the leg there, just enough to feel a gentle stretch. Tuck of the chin here so I'm not feeling as though I'm crunching the back of my neck. And shining our heart forward and up a little bit. And just focusing on that smooth, steady breath. The shoulder blades drawing together and down the spine. Gently pushing the hips forward to lengthen the front of the hips, the legs. Maybe shut the eyes, relax the jaw. want to be lifting the heart upwards and not bending into that lower back. So reaching the heart up, keeping the glutes switched on to support that lower back. Couple more breaths here. Nice. And then from here, let's move on to child's pose. Now, this isn't always a comfortable position for me even sometimes. And today, I think I'm really feeling it in my hips and knees from squatting and deadlifting and all that. So I'm going to use props to help me get into this position and feel super comfortable. So from here, I'm even using my blocks for this one too. So again, books, bed pillows, they do the job. They are perfect. So setting it up here, building a little bit of a pillow fort here in our Savasana. It's good to have a play and see what we can do. Okay, so having this behind me is going to take the angle off my hips and my knees, so give them a little break, but still make this into a really nice supportive pose. Okay, scooching here, I'm definitely going to take my glasses off. So my face is going to be turned on the side. So if you're doing the same thing like this, maybe 4 or 5 breaths with your head turned one way, and then 4 or 5 breaths with your head turned the other, or whatever breaths that you want to take, okay? All right, let's begin. Get a little organized here. Oh, this does feel nice. Okay, just focusing on that smooth, steady, even breath. Trying to relax into this. You can take the knees out a little wider. That feels good. Just allow some space for the belly. I'm going to turn my head to the other side now. And again, just making any micro adjustments so you can feel fully supported in your Savasana or child's pose. Taking a few more breaths here. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, slowly pushing your hands into the floor, coming out. That did feel really good. I think I might be visiting that back in my Savasana, I think. I'm actually going to give myself a little bit more stretching in the chest, but so this next one, Uttana Shishasana, puppy pose, is really good for that because we can get lengthening from hip to armpit to fingertip, but the hip and knee ankles really not a bit kinder. We're not so in this really flexed position. Again, add any knee support. If you need knee support, I'm on carpet, so it's not too bad today. So starting in, where are we? Starting in tabletop, we can walk the hands forward, take your time, on the handprint at a time. And then what we're doing, we're keeping our bottom up nice and high. I haven't got my glasses on, so I'm just gonna leave them off for now. We're keeping our bottom up nice and high, so stacked over our knees. And then from here, we can bring the head in line with the arms. So we've got this long line from hip to armpit to fingertip. The head's between the arms. Or you can pop a brick underneath there as well. A bit of support here, so you've still got that length. Oh, that feels nice for the upper back. Or you can start to drop the chest towards the ground. My body parts are a bit wrong today. And then just rest the forehead on the mat, or on the block. You can do the chin as well. And then just, gently, if you're dropping the chest towards the floor, just do it really slowly. And keep those arms active, elbows off the ground. Let the belly sink. If you find this is a little bit too much for the arms, but you like the hip and knee angle, just rest the forearms on the ground as well. There's nothing wrong with that. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then when you're ready, we're going to start to lift the gaze and walk our hands back underneath us. And we can swing our feet around. And I think we'll come into lying. That sounds really good. All right. Okay, so actually, I think a really nice bridge pose would be nice here, and a restorative one at that. So we can set our feet up before we even get down there. Pop your feet just wider than your hips or about hip width apart, whatever feels good. You can scoot your bottom towards your ankles, however close that you want to. I'm going to use bricks for this, so if you're going to do the same thing, get your bricks / books ready. Start to walk your hands all the way down. Oh, I have to do a ponytail adjustment here, excuse me. Costume adjustment here, very important for us with a little bit of length in the hair. All right, perfect. Okay, so from here, making any micro adjustments. So a really nice opening of the chest is going to feel good with this one, but having that bit of support underneath, so I've got my brick handy here, will be lovely. From here, I'm going to just gently rock the hip up, just to imprint the spine a little bit. My eyes are straight up. I'm relaxing my throat and jaw. Let the arms just hang heavy. On your next inhale, we can tilt the pelvis up, start to push through the floor, lift those hips up one vertebrae at a time. Think about opening the chest. And then from here, if you want to use your bricks, you can pop it under there. And I've got it sitting just at the top portion of my bottom. You have a little play with it, and you'll notice where is that sweet spot. It's just above the tailbone for me. From here, you may like to even draw the shoulders underneath a little bit more. And I've got zero effort from my hips to my feet, but I've got a really nice opening of the chest. So I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. You may like to shut the eyes and enjoy this nice hip opening. Another nice option for this as well is starting to straighten the legs out a little bit in front of you. So just take it slowly. It can seem a bit scary when you're resting your bottom on a brick, but they're quite secure, those things. Okay, can that be a nice option? Or I think we could even come to some sort of Bandha Konasana with this as well. Oh, look at that. All right, so we can bend the knees, have the feet, the inside of the feet or the bottom of the feet sort of against each other. This one's a little bit more intense, so just see how you go with this, because there's quite a lot of gravity coming down on the inner thigh. So if this one isn't landing, let it go and come back to your normal position here, but I'm actually not minding that today. It's all about playing, experimenting, exploring, and then just letting go of things that aren't really doing it for us. No one's forcing us to do this. A little bit of shoulders underneath there, it's better. All right, let's take a few more breaths here. Just check in with our body and our breath, nourishing us, helping us feel a little calmer, a little bit more settled. And then when you're ready and you've had enough of your bridge pose, you can start to lift your hips if you've got your bottom resting on those blocks. Start to roll the spine down, oh yeah. And then from here, you can do a little bit of a massage. Okay, so just massaging the lower back. few rock and rolls there. Zero effort here. That's what we want today, zero effort. Just feel good movements. Beautiful. And then from here, let's come into a lying staff pose. Yeah, why not? Okay, so we're going to come up with our feet off the floor again. Now you can do this with one leg on the floor. You don't have to have both feet off the floor. So if you need that extra support, just do it with one leg at a time. So we want to feel like those shoulder blades, the back of our head, our whole back and tailbone are connected to the floor. Bring the knees to the chest. Pop, if you are using a strap or luggage bag, pop them underneath the feet, ready to go. And if they're long enough and you're able to rest your elbows on the ground, that's even better. So yeah. So from here, we'll do an inhale to prepare, and on the exhale, start to straighten our legs as much as they want to straighten today. Think about pushing the heels up to the ceiling or the sky if you're doing this outside, and then gently pulling the toes down towards your shins. And again, just feeling that connectedness, that groundedness with your body to the floor. Lean into letting go. Allow yourself to be present in the moment. It feels nice in the back of the legs. Almost trying to imagine that I'm resting my favourite dish, my favourite food on the bottom of my feet. Keeping a nice steady breath here. Let's take this for a couple more breaths here. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, start to gently bend the knees. Bring those knees down into the chest, feet down, lower down. You can lower the foot down one at a time if that's feeling good. Pop that strap out of the way, and then we'll do a few sideline rotations. Oh, I've got straps everywhere today. Okay, so we're going to do a few sideline rotations. In fact, a really nice one I like to do is, okay, so what we're going to do is we can use a brick or a bolster, and lying on whatever side feels good. Do a little adjustments here. I feel like I'm coming off the mat a bit. So we're lying on our side. We're making a little bit of a lightning bolt shape with our bodies. So heel, hip and head are roughly in alignment. We're going to take the arm that's on the back of the arm on the ground, take it out away from us, pop the other hand on top, and then just focus on our breath. Smooth, steady breaths. I might even take my glasses off for this one too. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale, lift up that top hand, lift it up towards the ceiling. We're going to follow that hand with our eyes. And then when we reach the top, on the exhale, keep those knees glued together and open up like a book. And I'm going to grab my other bolster so I can catch it there because I'm feeling a little tight in the chest. Yeah. So we're getting a bit of a back rotation, but rather than the upper back being glued to the mat, we're gluing the lower part of our body. So our knees and inner legs are stuck together and we're opening the chest. So if you're finding as you open up that you're finding discomfort, sort of the stiffness in the side that you've opened up, and it's not comfortable for your shoulder, you can pop this hand that you've brought over onto your hip. That's a nice option. And because I've got a little bit of back tightness and soreness, I'm not going to push this one today. Just see where it lands. You may like to look towards your open hand and then just take this time to check in with your breath. Notice how it's feeling in this sort of twisted spine position. Making any adjustments if you're finding it's uncomfortable. And then when you're ready, we're going to Taking your time, inhale, lift that hand up that we've opened when we reach the top. We can exhale to reconnect. Beautiful. Now we're going to do the other side. Okay, so I apologise having my back to you guys. Rolling over, getting adjusted. Okay, moving equipment out of the way. And then we're stacking. So inner legs glued together in a bit of a lightning bolt shape, heels, hips and head, palm on palm. We're going to inhale, lift the top palm. When we reach the top, we can exhale, come all the way. I've got my little support here, so I will pop that over there. And yeah, again, use all the pillows. Get all the pillows off the couch. Use all the pillows. This is your practice. You're allowed to mess up the lounge room / bedroom. And yeah. Yoga's messy. You're allowed to mess up the room so you can feel comfortable. And again, just focusing on that smooth, steady breath. And then when you're ready, we can inhale, lift that hand that we've opened. And then when we reach the top, exhale, connect palm to palm. And while we're rolling on the side, push ourselves up to seating position. Nice. Okay. Well, I think maybe one more side bend. And actually, I'm going to get back on the ground again. And again, this is one of my favorite poses before we come into Savasana. Banana pose. Okay, I don't know if it's actually a yoga pose, but I do like doing it. So from here, we're going to come back down on the ground and we're going to make a C shape with our spine. So yeah, so let's see how we go. Again, going nice and low. So getting comfortable, we'll start off in a nice straight body. And bring our arms above our head. Now, if it feels uncomfortable to do this, you can leave your arms down by your side or your hands on your belly. We're bending into the side of our bodies. So let's take our hands and feet over to the right. So start to walk your feet over and your hands over to your bending your body like a banana shape. Okay, we want to keep the arms and the legs connected to the floor, the back of the arms, the back of the legs. Our bottom, we're just pinching the waist on the right hand side. While you're over here in the bendy side, you can cross over your left leg to your right and the same with your hand, but that's a bit much for me today, so I'm just going to let them hang loose. And just enjoy the opening of the left side of your body. So you may feel a lengthening down the armpit, across the side of the ribs, the hips, maybe the side of the legs, that IT band, especially if you've crossed your ankles over. You might feel that bit of lengthening through that muscle fibre there, or that band, not really muscle, but the band. And then just notice the breath, expansion of the ribs on the left-hand side. Smooth, steady, even breaths. And then when you're ready, we can start to walk the feet and the hands back. So we're nice straight line again. And then taking your time, we're going to do the same thing on the left. So walk your hands and feet over to the left side. Make your banana shape on the left, and then bring your awareness to the right side of your body and where you're feeling this. I'm definitely feeling this in the right lower back here, so I'm just going to be kind and not get too bendy with my banana shape today. Notice how this feels for you. Whether you want to cross those limbs over or just leave them hanging like a bunch of bananas. Smooth, steady, even breaths. Now there's just gentle resistance. And then when you're ready, taking your time, begin to walk those hands and feet back to a straight line. We'll take a couple of falling out breaths while our arms above our head and our legs are stretched out, so we can inhale and tense all the muscles in our body, stretch our toes from our feet, our fingers from our hands, and then exhale, float those hands down. Relax the legs, relax the body. Let's do a couple more of these. Inhale, stretching, tensioning, fingers, toes, everything. And then exhale, let it go. And one more in your own time, in your own breath. Beautiful. And then we're going to move on to our Savasana. So actually, while I'm lying here, I might just stay here and I'm going to add props so I can get comfy lying down. So take some time, get your props wherever you need to get comfortable. We'll spend a few minutes of quiet time, some nice rest and stillness. Grab this one too. All the pillows, all the props. That's good. Okay. Glasses off. Okay, I'm going to put my hand on my heart and my belly and just checking with my breath. That can be a nice sensation as well. So putting your arms in a position that feels good, making any micro adjustments, and then just giving yourself permission to relax, to enjoy some peace and quiet. And just bring your awareness to your body and how it feels after those movements that we've done today, those poses. Notice the breath in the body, that effortless inhale and exhale. And just bring your awareness to your mind. Are you feeling a little bit more settled now? And if not, you've still got things floating around in your mind, just acknowledge them. That's okay to have a little bit of a busy mind, particularly getting near the end of the year. But we'll just worry about those things later on. We'll just focus on relaxing and resting. I'm going to be quiet for a minute, and then I'll bring you out of your Shavasana. And then when you're ready, begin to deepen the breath. Bring some gentle movements back to the body, maybe a stretch, circling wrists and ankles, or wiggling fingers and toes, maybe spending a few breaths lying on your side. Taking your time, being kind to ourselves. Oh, I needed this. And then when you're ready, gently push through the floor, or you can finish your practice lying down. Whatever feels good. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me today for our restorative practice. I hope you feel as good as I do. I feel wonderful now. I'm gonna go have some lunch because I'm really hungry. And if you would like to join me for our next practice, which I'm not sure when it is, but whenever, that would be wonderful. So please take care and have a beautiful evening or day or whenever you're doing your practice. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.